Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're basically going to be looking at how the temperature pattern is going to look from now until the end of March and maybe even a little bit into the beginning of April. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social medias. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what is the best type of soda? Let me know down in the comments and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Alright, let's get right into things. So, right now we're looking at the past 15 days temperatures, so basically most of March so far. And the reason I wanted to show this is because in the beginning of March I made a video telling you guys that basically the southeast and the northeast, basically the entire eastern United States, was going to be dealing with a heat wave through the beginning half of March, and sure enough, that has definitely panned out. So I just wanted to show this kind of to validate what I'm predicting here in this video. We did see a lot of warm weather, and if you live in these regions you would know, so I don't really have to show you this, but for the deep south all the way up through the mid-Atlantic, especially in those gray colors, that's where it's very, very far above normal in the past 15 days. But even those reddish colors are, anywhere from about 5 to 10 degrees above average. The gray colors are about 10 to 15 degrees above average, and then kind of the yellowish colors, that's where it's just slightly above average. But really, we've been dealing with very, very far above normal temperatures so far through March in the entire eastern United States. The only areas where it's been cold is the west coast and then kind of the north central United States a little bit there for like the Dakotas and Montana. But really, the whole eastern half of the country has been very, very warm. Alright, now that that's out of the way, we're going to go ahead and move on and start talking about the future now. We're going to start talking about daily temperatures. We're going to talk about every single day until April, what the temperature anomalies are going to look like. And I think this heat wave is going to continue until we reach about April, and then it might even continue after that. Alright, so here we go. Right now we're looking at about... Right now, actually, this is going to be for Monday morning, March 23rd, and you can see that it's not looking like a heat wave at this point. Very, very sloppy look, just kind of cold and warm scattered around, so not really anything definitive as far as warm or colder than normal. It's really just all over the place. It's as we head towards Tuesday where it becomes a little bit more clear what the pattern is going to look like. You can see for the south central United States and then for the southeast and the deep south, we're seeing very far above normal temperatures start to build in once again. That's coming from the Gulf, and really this time of year it's normal to fluctuate. We've just been really consistent with this warmth. But again, for the south central and the deep south especially, we're seeing consistent warmth there. Now let's move towards about Wednesday, and you can see that it's actually becoming a little bit less warmer than normal, but what it's actually doing is spreading around, and we're seeing a little bit more area actually be taken over by these warmer than normal conditions that are pretty widespread by this point throughout the southeast, deep south, south central, and even a little bit of the Great Plains by this point. Now let's move towards about Tuesday, and you can see it's becoming a little bit even more consistent. We can see from the south central United States through the Midwest and up into the northeastern United States, the southeast. Really only the Appalachian Mountains are a little bit closer to average, but really it's pretty much everywhere in the eastern United States is above average by this point. Alright, now we're about to keep moving along and looking at some more dates, and it's about to become a lot warmer as we move on. This frame is going to be by about 8 p.m. on Thursday, March 26th, and you can see the warm is really starting to build in. You can see from Texas, Oklahoma, and then eastward into portions of the Midwest, the Deep South, areas like that, it's starting to become a lot more consistent. And you can see that the trend is basically cold in the west, warm in the east, and that's what we've been dealing with a lot over the past few months. Let's go ahead and move towards Friday afternoon, and you can see the warmth really builds in for a lot of these areas that have just been dealing with it throughout the entire month of March. We're going to end the same way we began, with just warmth overall for the entire eastern United States, and this frame looks the most consistent so far of any of them we've seen, from the northeast through the mid-Atlantic, the southeast, the deep south, south central, and even portions there like Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. All of these regions are very far above normal, especially in those pinkish brownish shades. That's where we're at about 12 to 28 degrees above average, so very, very far above average temperatures there. All right, now let's move on towards about Saturday at about 8 a.m. here. And you can see that we have a lot of warmth still building in for the southeastern United States and the south central United States. So this is going to be very, very consistent. The mid-Atlantic also. We're starting to see the Midwest push back a little bit with some of the cold coming in, but really it's going to be mostly a story of just mostly warmth for the eastern United States. The New England states are probably closer to normal though, and that's just comparatively to areas further south there. All right, now we're about to move on and go ahead and take a look at the tail end of this warm-up and this big heat wave, and we're really going to start to see things come a lot more closer to normal towards the very, very end of March here. And then at the very end of this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what NOAA has to say about this warm-up. Alright, now here's at about Sunday on March 29th at about 8 a.m. and you can see that we do have a bit of a cool down there for the central United States. I think this would lead to a lot of severe weather in between the cold and the warmth, so be on the lookout for that, but that's only a side note. We're still dealing with a lot of warmth there for the southeastern United States, the northeast, really the eastern third by this point is really starting to push further and further east. But about the eastern third is looking above normal at this point, with the heart of the warmth being mostly for the southeastern United States through some of the southern mid-Atlantic there is some of the warmest areas by this point. But again, that kind of dividing area in between the cold and the warmth would be kind of a hot spot for severe weather at this point, maybe a cold front coming through. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that moving towards about the end of this week. Now, let's go ahead and look at Monday at about 8 a.m. and you can see that cool down reaches portions there for the Great Lakes regions down through some of the central United States, and only the southeast is holding on to a little bit of warmth by this point. But it's kind of coming to an end as far as this big warm-up is concerned, and the heat wave is definitely dead by that point. Alright, now like I said before, we're going to go ahead and move on to what NOAA has to say. First things first, we're going to look at their 6 to 10 day outlook, then their 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, then the 1 month outlook, because I want to go ahead and show you guys what their initial thoughts on what April's going to look like is. And then finally, we're going to look at their April through June forecast, which is going to be very, very interesting. All of those things will be very, very interesting to go ahead and take a look at. Alright, so first things first, here's their 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is going to be from about March 28th through April 1st. And you can see that they're thinking we're going to have warmer than normal conditions for the southeastern United States. That should be pretty obvious based on what we've just seen. Also through portions of the upper Midwest, some of the Great Plains as well there. But really more closer to average there for portions of the Great Lakes and up through New England. That's also in agreement with what I've just shown you guys according to the models. And then the very western United States looking at a bit of below average temperatures there. Also, here's the 8 to 14 day outlook, and this one tends to be a little bit less accurate than the 6 to 10 day outlook. This is kind of the extended range. Obviously, we're only at March 23rd, and really, if we're looking ahead towards the beginning of April, that's a little bit far in advance. But we can see that they're thinking the upper Midwest could be above average, and then also the southeastern United States. But as a whole, everywhere in the entire United States except for the Pacific Northwest is leaning towards warmth, and obviously that's not how it would play out, so we'll just have to wait and see how that transpires, I guess. Here's their 1 month outlook that I told you guys I would show, and this is their April outlook, and they're thinking warmth for the east with some colder than normal conditions for the central United States. And also, if you've been keeping up to date with our spring outlook that we've been posting, we posted 3 different spring outlooks, and it was kind of just I show 3 different outlooks for the seasons because I want to show you guys what my current thinking is in the preliminary phase, and then kind of as we head towards the actual forecast range, I like to show you guys what transpires as far as my thoughts on everything, and it doesn't usually change too much, but our final spring outlook did include warmer than normal conditions for the Gulf states and then colder than normal conditions for the central United States, especially the north central United States, and this looks in really, really good agreement there. Here's their April to June forecast, and you can see basically a horseshoe of warmth there. Very, very interesting stuff. Now, before we get into our comment of the day, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about our severe weather contest that I've been telling you guys about over at our Weather Freaks Facebook group. Now, all you have to do is join the Facebook group, and if you're already a part of the Facebook group, great, you're already got the first step out of the way. Then you have to find our link at the top of the page. It's going to be at my pinned post, and you click that link to join. There's a how to play page and everything that can teach you, but basically this is how it will go. you'll put your name in daily, and then the state that you think will have the most severe weather daily as well. And then you put a date stamp in, because you actually have to pick before 1 a.m. of the day that you're calling for. So that's kind of the deadline. If you pick after that, then your pick won't be valid. Wind reports in your state that you picked count for 1 point for you individually. Hail reports within your state that you picked equals 2 points, and then tornado reports within your state equals 5 points. So you can see how this is going to be a lot of fun to pick states. People have been picking a lot of different states, so there is going to be people that take a lead very, very rapidly. Right now we have someone in the lead, and then we have a bunch of people tied at 0. So it's still highly competitive, and it's not too late to join. So I would highly, highly recommend you do that. Here's that scoreboard just real quick. And how it looks right now. You can see Austin Goodrid is currently in first place with 2 points, and then again, everybody else has 0 points. We have a lot more people that joined on the second day, so we're going to see this fill into about 15 players very, very shortly. But again, it's still not too late to join, so please join. I'm going to be posting this leaderboard every once in a while here on the YouTube channel, so if you want to be at the end of my YouTube channel, if you join the contest, you will be in my videos. You will have your name there. And also at the end of the year, I'm going to be doing a giant shout out for a lot of the top 5 or top 10 or something in the contest. So please participate. It's going to be highly, highly competitive and a whole lot of fun. Now for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, where's your favorite place to travel? And I also said that I would pick my favorite out of the ones that I find that you guys comment. And somebody said, well, this was D. Thomas Dell, and he said, travel? Grand Cayman Islands, and that's actually my second favorite place in the world to travel to. My favorite is Cozumel, Mexico, but nobody said that. Cozumel, Mexico is absolutely beautiful. Let me know if you've ever been in the comments down below, but it's awesome. You should definitely, once all this virus stuff is over, you should plan a cruise to go to Cozumel. It's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.